At this point in time, we call to the podium the Honorable Ian Douglas, who's Parliamentary Representative of Portsmouth and Minister for Tourism and Legal Affairs.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. His Excellency, President Charles Savary and Mrs. Savary, Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit, Honorable Gloria Shillingford, Honorable Reginald Austrie, my cabinet colleagues, Honorable Ambrose George and Honorable Levi Peter, Deacon Waldron, Commissioner for Oaths, Mrs. Rodney, Your Worship, the Mayor and councillors, residents, and all of you who have come out here this afternoon to witness this special occasion. Good afternoon. It is in fact a pleasure for me to be addressing yet another Portsmouth Town Council inauguration. Every council inauguration gives us an opportunity to take stock and to look back and to appreciate where we were just a few years ago so that we can assess the progress and development of the town. Today, like never before, we see the government, central government, placing tremendous resources in the hands of the council and of other local government authorities around Dominica to undertake and implement central government's projects and policies. Through these policies, I as PALREP and working hand in hand with the council, as outgoing Mayor Cliff Seja has outlined, have seen a steady transformation of the town. And the process is being vigorously pursued right now, as we see on Harbour Lane and then on Rodney Street, and even through Lago, from the Cacowell Bridge, Para Bridge, all the way down to Purple Turtle. 95% of the streets and drains in Glanvilla, Zikak, and Chance have been completely refurbished and resurfaced. And these infrastructural development works have truly enhanced the aesthetics of the town, not only for us, the residents, but for visitors alike. The town is the commercial center of the north and the hub of activities for many tourists during the tourism season and the yachting season, which is really centered at the Prince Rupert's Bay in Portsmouth. We have seen the effect of these refurbishments on the business and commercial climate on Bay Street right now. And I may dare say the rehabilitation of Rodney Street and Harbour Lane will have the same effect. In the same way that the West Coast Road has made the drive to Portsmouth more comfortable and more pleasant, I know that the rehabilitation of Lago will do the same. Millions have been spent on in recent years on the infrastructural development of the town. And again, you will hear me speak, and the Prime Minister will elaborate that $100,000 have been made available for the resurfacing of the Chance Road from Dowasco office all the way back to Eric Mary's home. Also too, I must commend the local contractors, because all of those roads have been done by local young contractors from Portsmouth, and I must commend them for their level of professionalism and the quality of work. I must say they are doing a very good job. I believe the refurbished Rodney Street will enhance Benjamin's Park. Benjamin's Park is now one of the premier sporting locations in Dominica next to the National Stadium. And the refurbishment of Rodney Street will certainly enhance that. The brand new cricket pavilion is now the new home of the first ever cricket academy in Dominica. And I want to assure you, and you will hear tonight again, that the lighting of the park will definitely be completed before the year end. We have been a bit tardy in the construction of the concrete bases to lay the light poles on. But all things considered, like I said, by year end, we should have that project completed. And I promise a netball court, a tennis and volleyball courts will also be added. That is in the vision for the future development of Benjamin's Park. With all these massive infrastructural development works being pursued at the same time in the town, roads are being surfaced in Glanvilla, in Chance, in Portsmouth Central, we have not forgotten the housing needs of our residents. The question of housing have been addressed on several different fronts, from the provision of lands at Chance, Cotton Hill, and Georgetown, to the construction of homes for needy families, especially single mothers, in the case of the Petrocasas at Chance, to the repair and renovation of existing homes, and very importantly, washroom facilities. We have been able to reach every strata of the community, from the elderly who could not afford to borrow to repair their homes, to single mothers burdened with rent and low salaries. We continue the innovative housing revolution. Throughout the constituency, lives have been transformed, and I must commend the council for the excellent supervision of these projects. The contractors have helped us to efficiently execute all of the housing programs. And again, $300,000 will be made available from the Ministry of Housing to continue the home repair and sanitation program in the constituency. After all, it was Io Libla, the first premier of Dominica and the leader of the Labour Party then, who gave the people of Glanvilla the Glanvilla land. And it was Mike who fought together with people like Maudlin and Fifin for Boldface City, which we now know as Chance. And it is nice to see that we in the Roosevelt Skerrit-led regime can continue that magnificent legacy. We are continuing to bring the vision of a transformed Portsmouth to reality. It is with excitement that we await the construction of our administrative building so that the Traffic Division, the Inland Revenue Department, the Registry Department, the Passport and Immigration, and the multi-purpose identification card of the Electoral Office can be brought and done right here in the town of Portsmouth. This will really build another platform to the next level that we are speaking about. For we are moving to a Portsmouth that is bustling with activity all year round, where persons from Wesley to Capuchin can come down to work and recreate, where persons from Capuchin to Collyho will come down to generate revenue and income, where our market will be a hive of activity from Saturday to Saturday, where not only our farmers and fishermen and vegetable vendors will do business, but our craft and souvenir vendors, our small snack and food vendors who attract our yachties and our tourists will come to purchase souvenir and craft items during the yachting season. The fishermen started a fish night, and that was a brilliant idea at the Fisheries Complex. And that has to be restored and enhanced. And the mayor spoke about reviving things like Fete Mawe. We will look at that. We have to bring back the social life of the town. I want us to do something called a Wine, Tea and Fish Festival between Boxing Day and New Year's Day in Portsmouth to attract persons to come to Portsmouth. We have to get involved in Creole in the North so we can help the guys at Indian River to boost Creole in the North and make it bigger and better. And I am happy to note and to see that our local caterers in Portsmouth, especially those around Picard and Ross University, have taken ownership of jazz and Creole at the Cabrits, and we are getting involved in that activity. Jazz and Creole is a very good activity, and I think we in Portsmouth need to take ownership of it. And we need to do more events at the Cabrits, especially during the yachting season. The Lago Beach Vibes, again, is coming alive in the days of Lom. I know a lot of young people here wouldn't remember who Lom was. Your Excellency, I'm sure a lot of young people will not remember that. With the restaurants and bars like Blue Bay and Shaggy, and of course, Space Sunday Barbecue. And also, I was happy to witness the rebranding of the Purple Turtle recently. We will continue to work with all businesses in the town, whether through the small business unit, and a lot of small business persons have gotten help, and also through the National Employment Program. One of the first training that was done was some 75 persons were trained in the hospitality sector to bring viability and profitability to the small businesses. We have trained a lot of young persons under the NEP in hospitality, like I said, to make a contribution to that sector. There are some initiatives that Council has and will continue to work with me on, and I will continue to work with them. I must say we are living in exciting times. And we are fortunate to be blessed to be living in those times to witness the transformation of Portsmouth. A lot of the older heads here tonight can remember things like Valhalla and Sunday Island. We can remember Taylor and Oscar Flow on the Bayfront. We can remember Capit Factory and cruising the Trinidad Yachting Marina project for the Cabrits. We have all dreamt of a better and a new Portsmouth. And now, today, we are seeing the miraculous transformation of Portsmouth before our very eyes. The new Portsmouth is coming to a reality. Cabrits is being restored. The wrecks have disappeared and have been replaced by the Moroccan Hotel and the Fisheries Complex and the Indian River Tourist Facility. The Mang has now become Benjamin's Park, and government school has now become the Rosie Douglas Primary School. This is real change. We are transforming the town, and we will go on and on. And before I forget, let me also mention the renaming of the airport, the Douglas Charles Airport, and we shall go in numbers to support that great initiative. So I want to welcome this new council. A lot has been done, and there's a lot more for us to do. Not even maybe a month has passed, mere weeks has elapsed when this new incoming team, when we visited the Glanville Georgetown site, before the tragic incident happened. And so it is clear in our minds the need for us to do that road linking Glanville with Georgetown and lighting it up. We have to do that. So there is a lot more for us to do. Also too, let me just speak about the need for us in Portsmouth to be more caring, to look out for one another. We must be each other's keeper. Portsmouth must become safer and more secure. We cannot allow the bandits to hold us hostage in our town and in our homes. Look at what happened to Andrew for Mr. Rumpel. Those kinds of incidents, we have to, as a town, stamp them out. No amount of rubbish trucks or wheelbarrows, as the Prime Minister will give, will keep the town clean if we ourselves do not keep our town clean. $20,000 will be given to the council again tonight for tools and equipment. And I must single out Christabel. Christabel, you have been doing a great job in keeping Bay Street clean. Let me say thanks again to the Prime Minister. The rubbish truck will become a reality, and he will speak more about that when he speaks. Also too, I must say, no amount of the police force, the drug squad, the task force will keep the town safe. It is we who have the responsibility to keep the town safe. And we have a perfect example of what PAYS have been doing in Prince Rupert's Bay to keep their business of yachting safe. And so we can do it ourselves. We can keep Portsmouth safe if we come together and make it happen. So I believe we are living in great times. We have a great government in power. This is our time. This is Portsmouth time. We will continue to support the Roosevelt Skerrit-led government because we believe that true development will come to Portsmouth in the future. I thank you very much, and God bless you.